Okay, y'all, now I did a meal prep today, and that video will be up in a little bit, but I got a little something. I just want to say a couple things that I didn't want to add to that video. And I have my tank top on because it is hot. It is hot. I guess I've been up and around, but it's not really cold outside. It's supposed to be up in the 70s this week. That's ridiculous. This is wintertime. This is February. I need some snow. We had like 10 minutes of snow the other day. And rain the rest of the time. If that's all we get, I'm going to be disappointed. So I got my air conditioner on and everything. But I had a couple things to tell you. And the first, the first one was, you know, when a friend is a good friend, when they tell you you got a booger in your nose. Okay, y'all, I thought y'all was my friends. That's what Holly used to call my friends. I thought y'all was my friends. My website was messed up. Somebody had to have seen that it was messed up. You won't embarrass me by calling it to my attention. Trust me. If I had a real booger in my nose and you seen it, I would rather you tell me, hey, get that thing out before I go walking down somewhere else and all these people see me. So if you see something wrong on my website, you point it out to me because it don't embarrass me. I went to post a recipe on our Facebook group. Somebody was wanting chicken recipes, and I went to give her something off my website. Well, I posted one. It posted fine. I posted the second one, and the thumbnail popped up, taco seasoning. I said, taco seasoning? I was hurrying up and deleting that post because I didn't want to look like a moron in front of 60,000 people. That's how many people are in that group. 60,000 people. So potentially 60,000 people would have seen a chicken recipe with a thumbnail of taco seasoning. So I went over to my website and looked, and lo and behold, sure enough, see what it, when I converted it, when I first started, I had all the recipes in one category just on one page because I didn't know if I had enough space where I'm doing my website with to actually do the individual pages. And so then I went ahead and upgraded, blah, blah, blah. And so I spent a lot of time taking all those recipes and putting them on their own page to link to it. Then I found out how to put a code in so you can pin it. Somebody emailed me and said, could I do that? Well, I researched and found out I could. So you have to have a picture to pin. I had pictures of some of my food, and some I had to go on and make. Well, I just called it a little placeholder picture. It's just, yeah, if you've been on my website, you've seen it. It's just a little thing, and it says the name of the recipe. I got to look. I fixed that one, okay? And I got to looking, and over a third of my recipes had the entire wrong name. Don't ask me how I did it, because when I was sitting there making them pages, I was looking right at it. So I know it said what it was supposed to say, unless I was sniffing glue in my sleep and don't remember it. So I know somebody's seen that mess, that ridiculous mess. Please call attention to me and say, girl, you got a mess. Fix it. Now, second, I have an appointment for my nutrition team. They'll have me seeing a dietitian. That's what she told me. She called. She had made it for later that, because I go the 10th for pre-op, and then she made it for later that week, maybe Thursday or Friday. I can't remember which one of those days. And I was going to go. Yeah, it's 2.5 hours one way, but to get this done, I'll do it. Well, I didn't get the phone hung up, and it turned right around and rang right back. I'm like, oh, she forgot something. Because you have 1,000 different things you got to fill out and do. They do all theirs on my questionnaires for everything. There was a questionnaire for everything. I thought, well, maybe she forgot to tell me I have one of those to do. No, she said, well, I just happened to notice that you'll be here on Monday. Do you want to come at the same time? I'm like, oh, please. So I do have that dietitian's appointment Monday. My pre-op is 9:30, dietitian's at 1. and they're in the same building, just a different suite, I guess you call it. I don't know, whatever you call it. And I told I told David when I woke him up, because they had called, he sleeps during the day. And I woke him up and I'm like, okay, I see a dietitian. I said, and I'm just going to tell you, when the hammer falls on me, the hammer's falling on you. He didn't care. He was like, okay. So he knows it's important, and he knows I need to get it done. But I told him too, I said, now listen, he'll eat what I fix him. He'll eat what I cook him. But he does have other snacks that he has that he eats here and that he takes to work that they're not my snacks. But after he goes to work, I'll get into them. And so that willpower thing, it does not always work. So I told him, if we got to go to Walmart and get one of those, those trunks, like the kids take to college with the little key, I said, you wear that key around your neck, you're liable to have to lock up your snacks, because after he leaves and goes to work, that's when I get bored, I don't feel good, I get depressed, and that's when I start eating. So that was making me think about willpower. I think sometimes we confuse willpower with the want to succeed as being the same thing, and they're not. Because I want this. There's no way under the shining sun I don't want this. I want to lose weight. I want to have my surgery. But my willpower sometimes overrides that. Does not mean you cannot look at me or anybody else and say, oh, you must not want it if you can't withstand that. That's not true. That is not true. There are different degrees of willpower, and sometimes you can overcome them, and sometimes you just cannot. And that has nothing to do with how bad you want something. Nothing. You may disagree with me, but that's how I see it. You cannot tell me that because I'm struggling that I somehow have lost sights on what I want. That is not true. That's not true of anything. That's anything in life. Just because you struggle to get it or make it happen doesn't mean you want it any less. It just means you're having trouble. Plain and simple. So that's why I'm saying, whatever they tell me to eat, now I'm going to eat it. Am I going to struggle with it? Sure I am, because I know the kind of stuff they're going to tell me I have to do. And it is not the way I'm used to eating. Not even on Weight Watchers, on plan. Because even on plan, I still eat the food I like. Even on plan. So I'm not even talking about being off a plan and then trying to get on a diet. Because this will be a diet. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. This will be a diet. I can see it coming. So even eating like I should to lose weight right now, if I wasn't struggling, it's still going to be a major adjustment. So when I'm sitting here and his things are in here, as bad as I want that surgery, this here will override that. And it does not negate the fact that I want it. Don't let anybody tell you that because you are struggling or having a hard time making it happen that you don't want it to happen. Because you send them to me and I'll set them straight. That is not how this game works. So we got that out of the way. Preaching on a Sunday. I didn't mean to go there, but I did. I can get passionate about some things sometimes. I think there's too much finger pointing in this weight loss community. Y'all know I'm telling the truth. You can't, there are no absolutes. There are no absolutes. This journey we're on, it is different for everybody. Okay, let's take this for example. Some people, this is one thing that I struggle with, and that's Little Debbie cakes. That's my motto. I've told you before. Never made a Little Debbie cake I didn't like. Bring a box of them in here right now, sit on that counter, and expect me to go over there and sit down and not eat them, and you're expecting a miracle. And that miracle ain't going to happen. And if it does happen, it is a miracle. Okay? Now, let somebody next to me say, I don't have no troubles with Little Debbie's. I can give Little Debbie's up. There ain't no problem. What they didn't tell you was they don't like Little Debbie's. So of course they gave them up. They don't like them. You know what? I gave up asparagus. I didn't have a problem with it. You know why? Because I hate asparagus. So you cannot look at somebody and say with certainty what is the reason behind what you're seeing. Willpower comes in different, there's different, not steps or forms, you know the word I'm looking for. You can conquer your willpower. If I conquered those Little Debbie cakes, then my willpower kicked in. But that did not mean that all of a sudden I wanted to lose weight more when the willpower kicked in, and I wanted to lose weight less when the willpower didn't kick in. Is that making sense? So, don't let nobody tell you that you don't want it just because you're struggling. Don't tell me that I don't want it just because I'm struggling. So, there you go. That is our lesson on willpower today, boys and girls. That is all I'm going to talk about. I don't really know what else to say after that. After I done run my mouth. That's all I'm going to say. So, next thing coming up will be meal prep. For what it's worth, it's the meal prep I do. So, I'll see you then. Bye.